Shit. It's your mind. What up, dog? You know the name. It ain't a game, nigga. It's still the same Joe Ma. You know the name. It ain't a game. It's still the same Joe Ma. Shit. I tell him like this. What you trying to do? I've been always true. Never need a crew. Woman, I've been through. Shit. What you trying to do? Heighten up the view. Jungle now with Zoo. God shows and few. What you trying to do? Mixing old school with the new Cavalier. I'm no Tyronn Lue, nigga. What you trying to do? From so much I grew. Next time you judge a nigga out the blue thing. What you trying to do? Prototype.
Good people.
Cheer. Crown 360 back at
Crown
it again.
360.
How y'all doing today?
You already know.
We back again, episode 4.
Always. Bringing that entertainment back to you, that raw entertainment too.
Jesus.
I am Cool Hunter. You see me in the hosting chair this week. I got my shades on because I feel cool.
Hey, smooth-tastic, baby. Do what you do. You know what I'm saying?
I feel cool this week in the hosting seat. Everybody introduce yourself to the people, man. They might not know who we are yet.
This is the first lady. Hey.
This is your girl, Ija.
Oh yeah, and this is the ratchet homie, Joe Ma. If you already know, what's good.
Now this week we talking about something serious. Like we touched on marriage a couple weeks ago. So
All right. Come on now.
that's one thing.
Wow.
Marriage is one thing. We're gonna talk about relationships all together.
Okay. We're gonna break it
Which
down.
can span so many different aspects, avenues.
Yeah.
Based on how y'all live in y'all lifestyle. It ain't on us, it's on y'all. Y'all out here doing some wild shit. Pardon my French.
Yeah.
And-
This don't have nothing to do with us.
But let's just come out there. But let's just go it out. Let's just throw it out there, dog.
Joe wants to start
Yeah.
he wants to start in a specific
Yeah.
area of relationships.
Yeah.
We're gonna let Joe go.
Yeah, I do. I want to talk about the importance of side bitches. I mean, you know what? Side lovers.
Come on
My
now.
bad. Side because you know what? Side pieces. We done agree that side pieces are a little too disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? Because we gonna talk about side lovers. You know, so the youngest that play their part.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
'cause
saying?
Eventually, men or females that do have side lovers, I think they have a lot of feelings and emotions that go with it. I don't think
yeah.
you're just having sex.
Oh yeah.
Sometimes.
Especially when it's successful. Feelings is going to be
It's
great.
gonna
You
be
know what I mean?
there.
Yeah.
It's gonna be there.
And I'm one to believe that side lovers is something that is has to show. We have to show it more respect now. We have to. They are out. They need the love because they're needed in relationships.
God.
You know what I'm saying? You know
Wait
what I
a
mean?
minute.
They need it in the relationship. You know what I'm saying? Y'all try to tell me y'all don't see that? Y'all don't see how a side joint can help a relationship work better? Y'all don't see that?
I think it
Not always.
depends. Yeah, it depends.
It depends.
I can see how it can, but I can see
How can it
hurt,
depend,
too.
First Lady? How?
Yeah.
How can it depend?
Tell them to go deeper, right?
Because for women are open to having a side lover when they're lacking something in their relationship, and that's after we've already tried to work it out, and it's just not working. This
not
is like
working.
after weeks and months of
And
trying.
he won't leave.
Then we'll be like, okay, let's start entertaining other
gonna give me
people
30
and
days?
see what
She
happens.
going on her.
Hold on. So what you're saying is
The only reason,
women.
the only reason a woman would be subjective to that
Because if they're lacking
is
something.
if they're lacking that from their man,
So-
like not
okay.
spending time, not coming home, not feeling the emotions that I'm feeling, or not
supportive.
growing with me, not
Yeah.
supportive.
So you saying a
not
woman?
having that vision that I have.
Hold up.
And you don't want to leave, so then you become.
So you saying that a
That's
woman,
side
a
lover.
woman's only reason for cheating is because she's lacking something? It could-
90% of the time.
That
of
sounds
the
like total
time.
bull.
brother,
90%
please.
bull,
of
Joe.
the
That sound
time.
like some
Like a crock
minute,
a
of.
or
female
wait.
biased opinion. If I've never heard
90%
one.
of the time, that's why
Or
we do
if
it.
she's not getting that deed done the right way.
So hold on. So you telling
man.
me in this day and
You're
age
not
where
putting it down.
hold on. You telling me in this day and age where they talking about how women are growing
this extra testosterone because they working in a man-dominated field out here, and they don't know how to differentiate from shit. You know what I'm saying? You talking all this stuff, and you gonna tell me that women now you tell me women out here don't have the same thirst and hunger for sex as men
I'm not
had for
saying
years?
that. That's not what I said. That's not what I said.
That's what I was hearing that in the vicinity.
That's
You know what I'm
not what I
saying?
said.
Hold on, I can give you another thing.
If that's a word.
Another reason is if she has a sexual.
A high sexual
High
appetite.
sexual
Right,
drive. That
okay.
could come from being molested when she was younger.
Or it could just come from she
Or it
loves
could just
sex.
Could be.
Yeah.
It could be because she loves sex.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not just, she said 80, 90%, so that's not 100%.
But I would
So
take
you
that a
do
little
have-
lower though. I would take that 'cause-
Especially if you're gonna use a fabricated
No,
number.
because
I mean, you
like,
just brought it out of
But
your
that
ass.
ain't
That's
love.
all I'm saying.
Of
Yeah, let's-
relationships are, well, I say 50.
let's break it 50.
Are not
Okay, come on.
successful.
I would even go higher than 50. I don't think it's just 50.
Just 50 what? A percent relationship successful, or 50% relationships where women want sex just because they want sex.
I think that 90% of women have a side lover because of something that they're lacking.
I don't agree.
Now,
with
now,
that.
now, I have to say something.
Okay.
We're not moving off of this part of relationships for a second.
All
So
right.
what you're saying is, women will enter relationships with a man that they, pardon my hand, excuse me, I'm getting used to the chair. So they you're saying that women are entering relationships with a lack in an area where they need, listen to me, and they compensate by justified cheating. So what you're saying is,
No.
I'm a paraphrase.
You're wrong
this.
already though, because we wouldn't
I'm
enter.
wrong.
We wouldn't enter it knowing that up front.
No, because
A
you're
lot of
gonna
times
tell
we
us
don't
everything
know
we
that
wanna
up front.
feel.
Hold
You're
on,
gonna-
hold on,
a man
hold
is going
on,
to tell a
hold
woman
on,
everything
hold
she
on.
wants to hear in the beginning.
Oh,
That fairy tale,
man.
that fake representation, and that's what you guys do.
But hold
we
up.
all do it. Because you'll say, I've asked a man before, are you romantic? Mm-hmm. Oh, yes.
What kind of question is that? Of course I'm
Are you-
romantic.
I'm going to ask you
Shut
everything
up.
I will
that
take
feel
that
in
rubber
a
off
relationship.
quick.
Shut
And
up.
guess what? He was not romantic.
He was
Right.
romantic.
Why-
You
but-
just
but
didn't
see, you don't-
understand
But
his
I had to
romance.
get used to that.
You didn't understand his romance. See, when he took that rubber off, he was being romantic.
He said,
Hold on.
You wasn't understanding. You didn't get
And,
it.
and that's a
Be
point
on the inside, Paul.
Yeah.
that could be made.
Or it could
Or-
just be
or what?
you've been in a relationship for a while, things have gotten a little stale, and you need a little excitement. Like some women, like I said, we will try to fix the issue first before we step out.
Constantly.
We will
don't-
constantly try to fix it. We will have multiple conversations. We will hint towards it. We will do all types of shit. And if it still isn't fixed, that's when we'll start entertaining.
All right, so I'm gonna say some things. First of all,
Say plenty.
Joe, you heard she said hint towards it. That's not
I
transparency.
said
That's
we
not
would
clear
talk
communication.
I've
about
heard-
it.
that screamed out to
hint-
me, for real.
Hint was in
You
addition
used-
to all the. Did you
right.
hear all the other stuff that I
But
said?
you used the word
You know
hint
you
for a
ain't
When I
reason.
doing
said
right.
that
I'm
amongst
gonna find
other
another
things.
man.
Struck a
I'm
nerve
not
when I
hitting,
brought that
I'm
up.
gonna tell you the
See?
truth.
Be
Like,
real.
Struck a
Be
nerve when I
real.
brought that
Be
up.
real.
I'm not gonna hit. I'm like, yo, if you're not getting it right, then this shows me that you don't want this relationship. So obviously, I should go and look for another man.
Hold
But-
on, hold on.
Because if you don't fix
okay.
it, you don't
Hold
care.
on. We're talking about side lovers. I want
Yeah.
everybody that's listening to follow us. We're talking about side lovers.
Well, he's
so
still
we're
there.
saying
He's
that
still there.
we're saying that women are justifying having side lovers because they're not getting certain needs met within the relationship.
this
Why
is why-
maintain the relationship? See, men aren't having side
Because
lovers.
you make them, they're willing to change. They're gonna change. If they love you, they will change.
See what-
Oh
the-
So in the
man,
midst of
the
that,
woman's
then
hope
you
for
must
always
have
That's
change.
kind of
lover,
contradictive.
right?
what'd you say?
It's kind of contradictive.
But you know what? But let me see
because
the-
I feel like if you were going to change, you would have changed when I told you that it was a problem and not wait
No, but
weeks
men,
and
some
months.
men don't. They don't see that
until
at
it's
the
fixed.
beginning.
But hold up, you know what? I've been hearing a lot of reasons
There's
for
a
why.
lot of stuff going on. In this
I've been hearing a lot of
conversation
reasons so
We
far.
early in this.
But hold up, my nigga. I've been hearing a lot of reasons so far, but why the women cheat? Well, let me tell them why the man
We know why,
do
yo.
it.
Hold on, we're not talking about cheating though.
No, we ain't talking about shit. We talking about why the man
We talking about the
desires a side
okay,
lover.
okay.
You know what I'm
But
saying?
But that's cheating.
No. Because sometimes sometimes
not
a man speaks from day one and let it be known. that
Most
this-
of the time, y'all don't.
Okay,
Okay,
but we
so we're
talking.
not talking about relationship. We're just talking about dating. Then
No, we
What are we
talking
talking
about
about
everything about the.
A
That's the
side
question.
piece is
We talking about side
a
pieces.
third party you bring to the
Side
side
lover.
outside of your relationship.
Hashtag side lovers.
So you're
T.
in a relationship.
So,
It's a side
but let me
lover.
say this. Sometimes, right? Sometimes a guy, right, has a special high appetite for sexual companionship. You know what I'm saying? At all times. Sometimes a guy can have sex when he's happy, when he's mad, when he's sad. It don't matter what emotion. But see, a lot of times with women, their emotions have to be a certain way in order for them to act in a certain way sexually. Do y'all disagree?
I agree.
Okay,
Most of the
so
time.
when I'm
I slightly do,
Most-
but I'm gonna let
most
you
of
finish
the
your
time.
point.
okay. So when
I
I'm
disagree with all of y'all right now.
okay, but hold
First of
on.
all,
So what I'm saying is sometimes these guys, they come across these ladies that their appetite isn't as high as theirs. You know what I'm saying? So these ladies have these expectations of, oh, I can fulfill your every desire. But if your feelings have to be intact in order for you to even try to understand me sexually, then we're already in balance. Because some men are like me, we can do it all times. It doesn't matter if it's raining, snowing. Nigga, it could be an earthquake outside. You try and get it in before we die. You know what I'm saying? Like,
So is
I'm
the
ready.
side piece just sexual?
What's-
That's
what-
that's
You know
yeah.
what? It depends.
That's what y'all pushing out, men. You're talking to
For
me
most
as
men,
if
it's
just
sexual.
sexual.
For most men, it's
And
sexual.
it's more mental and emotional with women.
See,
she's touching on some stuff.
see, and
She's
that's how
touching on some
shit get
stuff.
messy right there.
It's
I don't
messy
know
off the
about-
break. Let's go, T. Let's go. Let's go to first lady. Let's go.
I'm trying to debate if I want to put this out there.
Let's go. This is
True
such a
stories.
Touchy
You
subject.
said this. You noticed this earlier. I am a Gemini woman.
Uh-oh.
Okay. Oh, dangerous.
There are a lot of things that I think of like a male. I definitely feel like women have moments where they're just like males, where they can have sex with a male and not care about their emotions or their feelings and not call them the next day or text and not answer phone calls. That happens more frequently than y'all would think.
Maybe.
But I don't think it always has to be an emotional thing for us, not all the time. I think it becomes emotional for us when we're already in a relationship and we're looking for that thing that we're lacking outside. Like
can't
if it's,
have a side piece if you're not in a
If we're
relationship.
lacking something emotional in the relationship, that's when it becomes emotional with a side lover.
Well, again,
But if it's something sexual we're lacking in a relationship, that's when it's just sex with the side lover.
I kind of agree though.
Yeah,
well,
that's
well,
what it is.
well, see,
Kind of agree though.
what
It's all
first
it
and
is.
foremost of all,
Don't
let-
try to
let's
read too much into it.
let's get. I'm gonna help everybody out.
Okay. Okay.
Crown 360 included, with my perspective.
That's who we
Okay.
are.
First and foremost of all, we are created to reproduce sexually.
Wow.
So we have to understand the levels that come with it. Now, the ladies have been saying something in regards to like, it's almost like a narrative where multiple sex partners is good for a man or is right, quote unquote, for a man and not for a woman. And that's false.
Wait,
That's
repeat
a-
that.
See that?
Yeah,
I didn't
yeah,
see
yeah.
Repeat that. Repeat
So-
that. That went
So,
over.
from a side lover standpoint, it's not just beneficial to a man more than a woman, or vice versa. Human beings are created. One of the reasons why you exist is to reproduce.
Okay.
So, with that being said, a woman, of course, a woman wants to have sex with men just the same way that men want to have sex with women. We have been taught, and our thought processes have been conditioned that men can just have random lovers and women can't. You understand what I'm saying? Like that's a false
we
narrative.
can't.
Because hold on, Joe.
Okay,
hold on,
okay,
Joe.
my
I know
bad,
you
my bad.
disagree.
I don't disagree. I'm always about adding context.
Okay,
So,
we'll add some context before I
because
continue.
I had already expressed this and they already told me they disagree, but I still feel how I feel. Okay. So what I'm trying to tell you is that physically,
Oh, okay. Physical.
physically,
The physical.
yeah. When a guy, let's just put out a number of 10. Okay, just put the number. I'm just picking a number of 10. All right. A guy can lay with 10 women.
Mm-hmm.
And a woman can lay with 10 guys, right? Now, if without no special surgeries or exercises or anything, if you just took a picture of the private organs.
Oh man, here we go.
Hold on. Let me finish.
Let him
Let me
finish.
finish though. Let me
Lord
finish though.
Jesus,
If you just took a picture of the private organs after 10 partners, you will be able to see that clearly one picture has damage and the other picture there is no damage.
Joe, you,
But
you-
just
you
okay.
have
First,
nobody-
first let's say
So you-
just because
Nobody's
you
vouching for Joe
cannot,
ring
Mob's
around your
comments
just
on Crown 360 right now.
just because
Okay.
one person's damage looks physical does not mean the other person's isn't damaged either. Because out of those 10, somebody
Hey.
could have gave you something. You don't see the damage,
Hey.
but it's there.
Hey.
Okay, but when I'm talking about damage, I'm talking about like irreversible, like some things that you have to go to the doctor
HIV
to
is
fix.
irreversible. AIDS is irreversible.
all
So is
okay.
erectile
I'm-
dysfunction?
like I
Mental
said,
illness
I
sometimes is
I didn't
irreversible.
say blood disease. I said physical. I said things that you can see with the eye. I didn't say things that you need to see with a blood
A
test.
coochie.
Still.
Okay,
Concept
a
is the same.
female's private part, her vagina, is a muscle.
Yeah,
Okay, it's a muscle.
and any muscle can get wore out.
It can.
Any muscle can get
So
wore
a
out.
penis
But it
can't
can
get wore
strengthen
out?
as well.
But what I'm
a
trying to tell you,
penis-
a
Come on, man.
penis is built for destruction.
Oh man.
What is wrong with y'all? Do y'all understand?
let's
See,
get back on
We've
topic.
digressed.
okay.
We've
okay.
digressed.
All right,
First of all,
right,
nobody agrees with Joe.
Nobody.
So everybody
They never do.
feel comfortable with that.
They never
What
do.
I'm talking
It's
about-
somebody that agree with me though. But it's just not in this
And he
room.
makes no
don't
sense.
know.
And
Yeah,
she
yeah.
makes no sense like you do.
Yeah, okay.
My point
Okay.
is, when it comes to side lovers, there are levels and depths to it.
It is.
It is. Yeah.
Now, from a perspective of sex, sometimes men and women want pure satisfaction from another person solely from a sexual basis. And that doesn't always happen in a relationship.
Yeah.
Sometimes when you're
Or
in
at
a
least
relationship,
consistently.
right?
Yeah.
You have to prioritize in relationships, and when you building families and lives,
Attraction.
careers, businesses, sex can't be the most important thing.
You
It's
gotta be
no
top
way
5.
possible.
Sorry.
So if it's top 5, sometimes it can be 5,
But it might
It
be
gotta
2.
be-
or it might be 2, or it might be
yeah.
3, or it might be 1.
It's
It
important.
depends.
Yeah.
It's always important. Again, we're designed for what we're designed for, but we're not necessarily limited for what we're designed for. I say that to say, sometimes, I'll use children again for an example. I'm saying we have that written down as a topic we want to cover. Imagine if you have a blended family where the woman comes in with 2 kids and the man comes in with 2 kids. Having sex should not be the most important thing in that relationship. Rearing these children and raising these people to be productive people in life should be the most important thing.
That sounds like a
So-
stressful situation anyway.
Oh
Goddamn.
man,
Build
but it
something.
doesn't stop people from getting into blended relationships.
But that's where that word that you love comes in, balance.
Oh, balance.
Because even though it shouldn't be the most important thing, it should be important. Because you have to maintain the intimacy of your relationship in order to
Right.
shower that down and help the children. Can't
And-
be
and-
miserable
And,
every
and that's
day.
my and that's my
children.
So the fucking is helping the children. That's what she's saying. Okay.
Right.
The
it
more
helps
we,
her sister.
the more we've heard, the more these kids got a better chance to having some sleep, some shelter
Because
tonight.
kids know when there's
service.
stress in the house. Kids pick
right.
up on things. And if you're sexually frustrated, I know for women, I got friends when they're sexually frustrated, they're bitches.
right.
To everybody.
Right.
I don't want to be a bitch to my kids because my nigga can't have sex with me.
But I just don't think it's no kid say, "God damn, mom, just go blow dad. He'll be a little better."
No, but a
Kids
teenager
don't understand it. Of
might. A
course they won't.
teenager might. A teenager might pick up on that.
Teenager, and that's why it's interesting when you talk about relationships from the standpoint of kids and side people. There are a lot of fluctuating things
Well, they shouldn't even
that
be
go into it.
substituted to. They shouldn't be even shown that. That shouldn't even be in their face. The issues that you go through in life. That's why the children these days are stressed out.
No,
we
I
have
disagree.
to learn to teach them we have to let children be children. The issues that we have and we face with our issues, we have to keep that away from them.
Strongly disagree.
But I think these days
I
though,
get varies.
True.
Strongly
Not
disagree.
true.
These days though, you
A
can't.
lot of
That
stuff you
that's
can't
a
keep a
different
parent
context.
on.
I've been
children.
having this conversation with my woman about innocence
Let me tell you
and kids
something.
and
Yeah.
having a
This is why
certain
they
way
have
they grow
anger
up.
issues.
Yeah.
This is why a lot of kids have anger issues.
You got to make kids
Why?
aware of
Why-
things
why-
these
why do
days.
they have
Because
anger
you-
issues?
Because you go through so much in your life now. It's okay for them to say, "Mommy is not feeling right today. Mommy is upset." Well, mommy, what's okay? What's wrong? Well, mommy's going. You can explain to them that you're going through these emotions and these feelings, and how to deal with it, and how to help me like deal with it. But I don't want to bring my issues, so much of my issues into.
You don't want to go into detail about
with my
why.
child. Like
Yeah.
I heard a lady say, "Your father hates shit."
Yeah, I hate that.
Fuck him. My
Yeah.
daddy ain't shit.
Yeah.
So he'll go to school.
Yeah, and then it trickles down to how you feel about himself. Yeah,
Feels about himself.
yeah,
Well,
or
but
herself.
that's
Less of a
where
man
that's
or
where
not.
rearing and raising kids is important from a standpoint of the moment they're able to understand something, you have to teach something.
So
In life,
you have to teach
in
them
life is hard.
not-
Period.
I want.
In the wintertime, it's cold. If you don't want to wear a coat,
Uh-huh.
just deal with it being 20 degrees.
Let me
It
ask-
ain't gonna fluctuate around you. So get away from this emotional.
Let me ask you a
I don't like how
question.
stuff feels.
Let me ask you a question. I want to.
Mindset.
I want to
It
tie.
happens
In, I want to tie in two topics right now.
All right.
So, would you suggest that a relationship with kids shouldn't have a side lover, or a relationship with our kids would be better to withstand a side lover?
Oh, that's hard to say.
I don't
think
see
you
why
should
it
show-
matters.
I don't
That's
think
hard
you
to say,
should
isn't
be.
it?
It shouldn't even be. That child shouldn't even know that part of you.
No,
Yeah,
I ain't talking about. I'm talking
Right.
about just as far as making it more of a peaceful situation. Like if you, like you said, a guy having 2 kids and a girl having 2 kids, that's already a situation that's going to have a lot of energy being invested in it. So it's going to take a lot to make that work. Now we already said that the significance of side lovers. It's some good. It's some good that could be worked out through that. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is, where you think a situation with kids involved,
let me speak on that.
it would take more. A side lover might help a situation like that.
Well, let me speak on that because we getting back on side levels, people. We Crown 360. Pay attention. Listen to me. It's Cool Hunter. Listen to me.
Okay.
Round and round we go.
Listen to me. Side lovers can have a significance in a relationship. People don't acknowledge it, but sometimes it's true.
It's a true statement.
Now, in regards to what you're saying as far as the kids involved, stuff like that, people, you have to assess what you get yourself into.
Right.
Don't nobody want to hear nothing about, the situation hard or
Because you knew that going in.
even, and this is the thing about life, even if you didn't know going into a situation, that doesn't change the accountability that you assume by putting yourself into a situation.
Especially-
If you walk into the woods and it's a bear out there, when that motherfucking bear's charging at you, pardon my French, you can't be like, "Oh, your life. I don't want that bear to charge at me. I don't want to deal with that.
I don't
You have
deserve
to,
that.
You have
Press
to
that button.
adapt
Freeze.
to what's going on. We have with humans with this logic and emotion we feel like we could justify any and everything. We act like nature doesn't prevail, and it does. Again, that's why I use the weather. When it's raining outside, you can walk outside with summer clothes on. You just gonna get wet.
Yeah. But see, you don't even want to talk to me about nature, dog, because I was talking to y'all about nature outside. Y'all was just like totally shunning my
Cut it
idea
out.
of nature.
No,
'Cause
I love
was
nature.
telling,
Cut it out.
I was telling them, I was saying, I was
a slight digression. You
I
get
was,
30
hold up, but I just
30-second digression.
I just want to throw this out there. I was saying, dog, if you look at nature, dog, if you watch like the National Geographic or something, right? Like the King of the Jungle, we all know. Like, I mean, I ain't gonna say we all know. It's arguably the lion. You know what I'm saying?
Arguably.
So,
Yeah.
yeah,
Lions don't live in jungles.
yeah. Well, you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? So the lion be having a pride of like maybe 4 or 5 women.
Oh,
You know what I'm
here we
saying?
go.
And them women.
Territorial.
Them women, they hold down that lion. And when that lion come down, they already know what's up. And what I'm trying to tell people is that we not so different from animals. We got 1 or 2 components that's different, but we still are.
Joe.
We're similar to these.
Joe.
But hold up, what I'm trying to say is, bruh, it's a certain nature will take its course. It's people that get in the way of
Joe.
that with their personal ideas
Joe.
and limitations.
People, hold on, I gotta say something real
Go
quick.
ahead.
It's not
go
gonna
ahead.
last long.
Go ahead.
why when men make analogies to nature, it's always lions because they got a pride and they think that women's supposed to be lionesses.
Because I'm a goddamn lion.
Human
Yes,
beings.
babe.
You didn't say chimpanzee.
'Cause I ain't no
you didn't
chimp.
say a beetle.
I
you
ain't
didn't
no
say
beetle.
A hummingbird.
Nah,
You
I'm Mufasa. Everybody
They
knows
said
that.
giraffe.
ladies,
Nah,
ladies,
wow.
pay attention
Something
to
that's
how
really
men
strong.
justify everything.
Yeah.
Tia,
Yes.
you the what's it called? The preacher's kid, right?
Yes.
Hallelujah.
I use this analogy. I'm gonna let y'all speak. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to digress too much, but I'm gonna say this, and I use this as an analogy. Speaking to a brother, you know, we was having a conversation about perspective. I was like, you know, this is a man's name on the side of every book, right? It's King James version. I'm like, what's the name on the side of the dictionary? It ain't Teresa. It's Webster.
Webster, yeah, true.
That could be a
Life
female's
is from a
last name.
male's perspective for a
My
reason.
girlfriend's
I'm
name
gonna
is
leave it right there. I'm
Webster.
gonna drop the mic. Go ahead.
Shout
Y'all
out.
go.
I agree with Egypt.
What?
Who's to say that Webster is the first name?
Okay.
It's not. That's
See,
my
Erica
point.
Webster.
And that's what I was saying. Like Joe used the analogy of lions and the male lion, and it's certain things that go into that. The male lion don't hunt for himself. So if them women ain't getting no food,
He don't eat.
He don't eat.
That
He
don't
has
mean-
to go find another pride, and he has to fight for it. You
Hey.
just don't walk up to 5'6" lion. That's just another dude over there. You got to fight to death.
But see, y'all talking about the
get-
worst case scenario.
Oh man.
What I'm
oh,
putting,
man.
That's nature.
Shut
no,
it
no,
up.
no, no,
That's
no,
nature.
no. See, what I was putting out there
Was what you wanted.
no. I was putting out there facts. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, my
so
But
what I
that, what he said is a fact.
Okay.
That's how it works.
Everything can go wrong. Okay. So, but what I'm saying is, now that we got that out the way, what I'm saying is, when you look at them lines, right, and it's them women ain't bickering amongst themselves about what their placement is to that lion. You know what the number one agenda is, brother and sisters? It's survival. It's survival.
Joe.
Hold on. Listen to this. Where I'm
Joe.
going with this. It's survival. So what I'm saying
where
is,
you wanna go.
What I'm saying is, when a brother got a woman, right? And he's trying to push up in this world. And everybody wants what they want. Everybody got their own desires and stuff. You know what I'm saying? But when you get with people, sometimes your desires you might feel is too much for the person that you want to be with. You know what I'm saying? And these days with so many of ideas and personal agendas pushed on people love to feel identity through labels. And what I'm saying is when you say side lover, it has a negative connotation to it. But the thing about it
Yeah,
is,
but that's up to you to put yourself in that position.
but what I'm saying is,
Right.
if you subtract the messiness away from the situation, there's a lot of productivity that could be worked through a side
All
lover.
right, so I want to transition the
Is your
conversation.
main broad agreeing with this shit?
Hold on, Egypt. And I want you to say that though. Hold that thought.
Okay.
I want to transition the conversation in between side lovers and cheating. When is it understandable within a relationship that sexual desires with other people is okay?
In the beginning.
It has to be in the beginning.
When can we eliminate?
Definitely.
See, we often talk about cheating and, you know, he did me wrong, she did me wrong, this and
Right.
that, woo, 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 woo.
Right.
But like you can't have desires for a threesome, for example. I'm not gonna say the way it is because of course men think a threesome is only two women and a dude,
Which
like,
is supposed to be,
see-
which is
see-
God's
Here we
way.
go. Here we go.
Shut up,
Which
Joe.
is which is God's intentions.
see?
Two dinglings at once.
But
that
he
was
brought
God.
the entire
Yeah.
universe
Yeah,
into
there
his
you
point.
go.
It has to be that
Because
way.
the dick do what? Damage.
Damn
That's
it.
The viewpoints of Joe Mob aren't those of Crown 360.
Yes. Thank you,
Come on,
James.
So again, my point is, what happens when extracurriculars are added into a relationship? See, side chicks and side lovers and cheating is such
thin
negative
line.
narratives.
Yeah.
So what happens when people want to have a productive relationship and add another love into their relationship,
Then you
or they
had that
want to
conversation.
experience something, or they want to try something? Why is that shunned? Why are people going out of their way to make it seem like they're not doing things, but on the low they doing stuff?
Okay, but see, the thing about it
We
is,
have to talk about it in the beginning.
if it's not for the way that people are in America, brother, if you're not upfront with somebody in the beginning and letting them know what they getting involved with, they're not going to be able to handle any type of surprises later on down the line.
Absolutely not.
It's just not. That's not
People can't
reality.
handle it
Because
when
it
you
is
tell them off the break
acceptable.
either, though.
Nah, but you know
But it's
what?
more respected.
But exactly, and that's one thing
It
about
is
women.
accepted.
Women, brothers don't understand is about women. Women just, if you can be upfront with them as soon as you talk to them, bro, they will respect your honesty. But
Yeah.
brothers don't have that. A lot of
They're
brothers don't have
scared.
that them
They
balls,
don't.
bro.
Hold on. I got to call Joe out. So you telling me if your woman said that she wants the experience of, I want to have sex with two men at the same time to see what it's like.
Okay.
How would you view her? How would you be
He
receptive
would break
to that?
up with her.
Now.
Well, that's good. Then
Hold on,
you
let-
know
let-
where the direction is going. So break up with her.
If I'm on a date, so
Yes,
I'm
you
on a
would
first
say-
I
date.
ain't talking about a date. I'm talking about in a relationship. I'm talking about you in
Now,
a
if you're a
relationship with a
woman now.
woman and she expresses that randomly at whatever year or point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
put it like
Yeah,
this.
I'm putting you on the
Oh,
spot.
No, ain't no spot. Ain't no spot because we all know the answer to that. Bitch, pack your fucking bags. Get out of here. You know what I'm saying? You're out of here. You know what?
But that's
Not
just
only you
like-
violated, but you know what? If you look back again, it might be a charge. Don't ever ask me nothing like that.
But see, just
What
like
man-
James
what-
said about
what
you the
man
other
is not a
day,
woman?
it's okay for you to do shit, but not your woman. Like, you can't require certain things of her to let you do if you're not going to be reciprocative on the other
Okay,
end. Like,
see-
it has to go both ways.
But see, okay, but
Reciprocation.
hold up, and this is the thing, reciprocation. If we can, okay, let me ask you
Look it
this:
up.
reciprocation. Would y'all say that's kind of parallel with karma?
no.
No, karma's a Indian. Actually, we got to stop using the word karma.
Okay.
Karma is a religious term to a specific Indian religion. That's how you know, like, we're ignorant in the senses as a people.
Oh, okay, but hold up, we ignorant about a lot of words.
That's
We
that
ignorant
was
about
a
a lot of words.
That was a digression.
But what I'm
just
saying-
saying. People always say karma.
But I'm saying the understanding of what we believe karma to be at this moment, right? As far as the you know what I'm saying, what we think.
Comes around. Shit.
The reciprocation
That's that
is
simple.
That's life.
well, the reciprocation means I give something, you give me that in return, right? And that's what karma is. If I
Right.
do
So
something
let's
bad,
a girl
something
fuck two
bad.
niggas at the same time.
Hold on. What I'm saying is the difference between karma and reciprocation, right?
Right.
Is that reciprocation is intended the identical thing to be done back. Karma does not have that intention. If I smack
your
you in the face,
justification, man.
I might get shot because of that shit. That's not karma.
But who's
you know what I'm
to
saying?
say karma is bad? Karma's not always bad.
But
Right.
what the only reason why I say that is because what I'm saying is just because y'all looking at it, if I'm telling you that I'm a king of my jungle and I deserve 7 lionesses out this
Right.
joint,
I got
you can't sit there and tell me one of my lionesses deserve another Mufasa because y'all,
But
y'all
one
hold
of
on
your
because
7 could believe that she's worthy of the
but
same
guess
other
what?
7.
Okay, let me
so
tell
would
you.
it-
Okay, let me tell you this. Let me tell you this.
That's
Let
why
me
you
tell you.
can't
Hold
use
up,
lions
hold
as
up.
an
No.
analogy.
Let me
It's
tell.
not-
Okay,
it's not
and
rational.
let me break you down with the human, the higher enlightened human beings.
That's what you should
Perspective.
have been doing.
Check this out. No, because what I'm saying is, if I got women that want to be with me, right, and one of my women is telling me that, you know what, I reached this level now where I want to run my own shit. You know what, woman, that my purpose in your life has been a success. That's what I'm about, uplifting everybody. So you're not supposed to
see the
be.
spin this
You
man
ain't
is putting
supposed
on
to
this?
be up under me. You ain't supposed to be up under me or for the rest
This
of
is
your life. You know what I'm saying? If I'm here to make everybody better.
And
You know what I'm
he's
saying?
trying to say,
So
'cause he's just
so
using you
Unbelievable.
temporary.
I'm not, cause I ain't know. I'm not no. I don't use sex as to dominate, as to possess somebody.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
But
a temporary feeling and
but
emotion.
hold
That's
on.
what it is.
You
Go
say
ahead.
that you don't use sex to dominate or possess,
Mm-hmm.
but it's limits to it based on male and female behavior. Your woman can't do what you do.
right.
No, that's not. That's how you perceive
I'm
it.
asking. Well, let
No.
me
That was
ask
the
you
question.
I can only
That's been the question.
I can only speak from a male perspective, and I'm a man.
No, your perspective. I'm a man too.
But I can only
Challenging your
speak
perspective.
from my perspective. My perspective is another man can have a woman can do that, and it might work for them. But for me, for Joe Moff, that will not work for my world.
And
All right,
it's
now-
respectful.
now-
I
now.
respect
Thank you,
that.
thank you,
I
thank you.
respect that.
That's all I'm saying. My
respect
world
that.
cannot allow another alpha male's
Yeah.
presence in there.
And a
It will
lot
be
of
a
it
war.
can.
It
A
will
lot
be a
of it
war.
can.
It will be nations
They gonna
divided.
try to slip it in you, but
And
anyway.
you know what we're touching on right now?
What? What you
To
just
kind of continue to flow through topics.
Yeah.
Status.
There's only one hole in a female. How close you are to that female? Go ahead.
What you mean it's only one
What
hole?
you talking about?
It's multiple.
Yeah,
It's
you got
about
an ear
like,
hole.
what is like 3 or 4 of them joints in there? What are you
Oh,
talking
yeah,
about,
I'm trying
son?
to get that out one hole.
Go ahead. Hold on. You gonna make it sound super
Right.
weird if we get
I
to
know.
explain the
She
stuff
done-
on that one.
right. We about to get into anatomy and biology.
Hold on. See, I think Joe is touching on something. Again, to flow through the relationship narrative, status.
Okay.
See, imagine if you were a woman that's got 50 mil in the bank.
Okay.
You can dictate things differently.
Yeah,
you don't
you
need
can.
nobody to take
Yeah,
you
you
on the
can.
date. You don't need nobody to pay your bills. You know, hey Slim, I just need you to come through lay pipe for just not a half an hour, not an hour. I need you for 32 minutes, a specific amount of
You
time.
don't have to have 50 mil in the bank to require that.
I'm exaggerating to make a point, which people do when they're emotional. I'm trying to paint a picture. I know, right? Oh, because trust me, it's a woman or women right now that want to do things in their relationship, and they feel like they got to do stuff behind their dude's back for different reasons. But status with human beings lets us kind of make things
Have that freedom. That
more,
freedom
like
to do.
certain things
No,
are
he
more
thinks status is a
allowable.
control
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
No,
Like
it's
when
not.
and that's why I use money.
I
Like
don't care
when you
what
have a certain
got.
amount of
If
money
I
in the
wanna
bank,
do whatever.
But
you can
nah.
do whatever. Or
But
if
nah,
you
but
drive
nah,
a
that's
certain
a
car,
fact.
or if you
Now
work
hold
at-
up, time out.
Money does not impress me.
Slim,
I
look,
will
let me
do
tell you right now.
whatever.
Let me tell you right now.
So you
Only
can't
people
throw that
that got
money in my
limit,
face,
the
so I
main
don't
people
do
that got limitations and all the stipulations when it comes to sex is broke people. Because broke people,
That's not true.
broke people feel
That's not
good
true.
about oppressing another
Hold on,
motherfucker.
you have to define being broke. See, we talked about broke a couple episodes ago, but let's define that.
But what I'm
because
saying is not rich. If you not, it seems
how
like
do-
to
you
me.
gotta, see, you gotta
Okay,
Oh, man.
if you're
they
not
want.
living from check to
They
check,
can't
Talking
buy
about
whatever
status,
they
if you're
people.
not
want.
living
You
from
talking
check
about
to check,
status.
if you can go anywhere and buy whatever you want,
Hold
it
on,
seems like
hold
those people have.
Who's not living check to check?
I'm saying there's some
Middle
people out
class.
here
The
that's living
majority
good.
is.
Yeah, we are.
But I'm not. But that's what my point is.
But
The
some
majority
do
of
get
us are
child
living an
support,
oppressed
so.
life anyway. That's a whole different
That's an
conversation.
extra.
But what I'm saying is, if you look at people that have money, they have more flexibility and freedom, and it's not even just between them as a culture or as a community. It's also understood socially that even if one person or one woman says your money don't impress me, we know it's a million other women that money impresses. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is it's a million other women that would allow a millionaire guy or a million other men that would allow a millionaire woman to have their way with them and have their way in their life just to be a part of it. But what I'm saying is, but when you talk about broke people, that's when people start judging. When they see somebody where they don't feel like is up on a pedestal, and they see that person walking around here with three girls, and they be like, oh, or they start talking to the girl, why are you letting him do that to y'all? It should be only one of y'all that he choose. And all.
Let me say this then. So when I say status, like I'll use me for example, right? I don't come from money or a silver spoon, never have. But I know in my life I've had options with women. Like I can scroll through the phone on certain nights. I might have $20 in my pocket. You
Go ahead.
challenging.
She challenged you
No,
though.
I just
I'm
remember
messing
a
with
conversation where I said people always have options on Instagram,
Right, and
and, you
that's-
was like, no, they don't.
On Instagram.
No, some people.
Yeah.
But the only reason I say some people don't have options is solely because they don't think they do. I'm not saying that they really don't.
But why you
Everybody has
assuming
it.
he said scrolling? He was talking about
No, I
social
think
media. He
I
could be talking about his
responded. I responded
contacts.
to something
No,
she said.
I was right. That's what it was.
Oh,
But my point is, money doesn't define things. Like women don't mess with dudes solely because of money. Like
At all.
sapiosexual.
I don't.
If you can hold I'm telling you
it's
right now,
fun.
if you can sit down with a woman 15 minutes into a date, hold a conversation, control it, let it fluctuate while the drink coming, flowing in the mix, she might decide in that 15 minutes, like, you know what?
I'ma fuck him.
Yeah,
Right
I'm
away.
telling you, it ain't got nothing to do
You
with
know
money.
that right away.
You could be living with your mama.
No,
It's
no.
on how you
They gotta have
conduct
No,
yourself.
you know what? But let's
mouth
not
gotta look right,
let's
though.
not lead. You know what? Let me not lead my fellow comrades the wrong way. Okay. let me say this. If you are on a high plateau or high level, it's things that can be exceptions for you in your life that you lead. You know what I'm saying? But not for one day I want to ever have it misconstrued that money doesn't matter when you talk about dealing with women, because Yes, it does. We all can agree that money does when it comes to women. You need that.
Not true.
To a certain extent.
Oh,
Not true.
Okay.
I mean,
Okay.
I guess managing money and having money is I think it's like
Women are more flexible and durable for men's mistakes when they have money.
Negative.
no. Well,
Say that again. Repeat
Women
that.
will endure a lot of things
yeah.
for a man that has financial
Yeah, they-
stability.
and that's
Not
because
all
they
of
want
us.
That's
That's
because-
absolutely
Not
true.
all, but I'm talking
if it-
about.
I
I'm talking
understand what you're
about
saying.
majority. You understand what I'm saying?
I understand.
I ain't talking about you or one chick. I'm talking about a general consensus. Women, if you say Floyd
They will
Mayweather
flock to
and
you.
and
They will
and some
flock.
some
Those
broke
who
bama
stick
and they do the same thing and they cheat on you, who would you stay with? You're gonna stay with Floyd Mayweather. You're not gonna stay with Joe Schmo.
No, I'm telling you right
Okay,
now.
now you talking in you talking in your heightened. See, I'm not talking about your heightened level of understanding. I'm talking about the general people out here. We talk about it's a lot more general people
is.
out here.
I agree with
And
that.
what I'm saying is, even though we know that there is a what
So
matters
the common
is this.
woman would allow certain things
Yes.
more from a man.
Yes,
than his money.
and,
Okay.
and that's what I don't want to tell
Okay,
guys
okay,
that that's not a fact because
Okay.
that's a fact. You know what I'm saying? Not to say that these women are wrong. It's just that in this day and age, money plays a factor.
See, you have to be that specific. So
Okay,
when you say that, I
Yeah.
got you.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's
okay,
all I'm
okay,
saying.
okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because
Okay.
I was told
Because
wrong.
everybody doesn't value knowledge and
Nah,
information
they
and stuff like
don't. But you know what? The beauty about that though is when you have that one-on-one with somebody, then that's when the stuff doesn't matter. When you have a one-on-one, and then you can share that knowledge, and then you can share that spirit.
Now you
that's-
you talking
that's-
cash shit right
That's
now.
when that stuff don't matter. But
But
what I'm saying though is when you
no.
dealing with people and they perceptions,
Mm-hmm.
some people won't even allow you to get close to them to share that wisdom, to share that true riches.
Unless you buy them something.
Unless you buy something, unless you
I got
got
you.
something
I
that
got you.
attracts
I
them
got
to
you.
you.
I got
You
you.
know what I'm
It's a
saying?
high to some females.
So what I'm
Right.
saying is you can't, like you said, balance. I'm telling brothers out here now, we in relationships, you can't have one without the other. You can be rich in your spirit, you can be rich in your mind, but also, brother, aspire to be rich in your wallet because it's hard out here, and these women, they not seeing what you might want them to see off of just how you are from day to day. Sometimes they need you to have that chain. Sometimes they need you to be financially stable. You know what I'm saying?
or want to be, or hunger to be, or just like out there making that money. Like you can't be sitting up in my house not doing shit.
Praise God.
Yeah.
Thinking that I'm gonna thinking that I'm gonna be the
Praise
provider.
God.
But that's the same thing for the
I
brother
can't
though.
do it.
The sister
No,
shouldn't
but
be in the
we-
crib just sitting there,
But
just
no, but we
unless you wanted to, bro.
yeah,
Unless you wanted
yeah,
to.
unless he wants the female too. But there's a time limit. You know what I'm saying? Females will give a man a limit, a time. But if you can't get your shit together,
You got to go.
because you're supposed to be the strong one.
Well, let me
yeah.
ask, let me ask.
But I'm out here doing that shit,
Let me ask Egypt
and you ain't doing nothing.
and the first lady something
Okay.
because Egypt just said something. I think that is important.
Okay.
Where is that line drawn when a man comes into? I equate a lot of stuff with sports. So
Touchdown, then. Go ahead.
She be
I ain't
so
even talking
random.
sport. I
fucking
can even talk about
touchdown
soccer. I can talk
already.
about basketball,
Right.
baseball. Give me a
Right.
home run.
How you
I'm about to hit a
touchdown?
home run
Anyway.
with this
How you
question.
touchdown?
So go
Anyway.
ahead.
See that
I'm about to hit a home run with this question. So go ahead.
I thought it was a touchdown. So anyway,
Well, what-
anyway.
She
Stop,
knows
stop.
she's scoring. That's all she's saying. She
I'm
knows she's
everywhere.
scoring. Yeah,
Okay.
she's scoring. This motherfucker's
What's
scoring.
your question? I'm
Go ahead.
curious.
This is my question, ladies. Egypt, the first lady. How do you assess a man's potential? We talked about status, now we transitioning. So when he comes into a relationship with things that you don't need
Things that you
or
know.
things that you do need, things that you require, things that you don't require, how do you assess whether it's, oh, I can work with him on that. I can help him build on that.
That's
Oh, I
a
can't
good
deal with
question
that.
to the women. That's
I
a good
can't deal
question.
with that.
That's a good question to the women.
Where's the consistency with
being able to notice that, right?
initially? You know, it's like women sometimes like ask the question like, how do I know if he's the one, or how do I know this or that? Like, how do you assess at the beginning if he has that potential to build with? Because I
Great.
hear women change their
Dynamite
narrative
question.
based on feeling and emotion throughout the course of a relationship where it's like, well, I can't deal with this or this or that. When do you recognize off bucks that I can't do?
A man will show you that he will change, and then he'll pull back, and then he'll give you. When he know you get that attitude, he'll pull back and give you. I'm telling you.
Phone sex E.
You talking about, son? She fucked me up with that one.
So
I'm thrown off
it's
now.
hard.
I was
Well,
like,
with me,
huh?
I'm just saying it's hard to assess it
Yeah.
because a person will be like, oh, I'm gonna make it better. Let me say it like this: I'm gonna make it better, and then make it better, and then next week,
And then slack off.
fuck it all up.
Yeah.
How do you assess?
So then
That's true.
it's got me in a limbo.
Right.
My emotions are out of fucking control because the dick is good.
Oh man, I didn't want to add
He
that.
brings
kept it
groceries
gutter.
in.
Sometimes that
I'm
don't
sorry, I gotta be that way
Hold
right now.
on, hold on, E.
It's good.
Yeah.
He's doing.
Hold that thought to you.
He's working. He's not a bum. Some things you have to adjust to in relationships, and some things you have to sacrifice to get that balance and make it right because no one's perfect. No one's perfect.
That's true.
I'm not perfect. It's a lot of shit that he might not like about me.
Well, hold on. One
So
thing.
assessing what you're saying back to
Gotcha.
that.
Go ahead.
It's hard to because people will lie to you in the beginning and they'll show you what they want to show you. That's with men and women. That's what we do to get what we want.
And that's why, you know what? And she's a
Hey Joe,
So
what's up, babe?
I don't want to cut you off.
Now go ahead, mommy.
That's
The
why.
first lady got to say something. She hinted at something.
I'm thinking, and
No. You said you mentioned something.
well, first let me answer the question. How do you assess it? I think it's a personal preference, first of all, and it also depends on where you are in your life at that point. Certain things that I could have tolerated when I was younger and could have dealt with, I'm not willing to deal with now at 31. So it depends on where you are. But what you were about to say, penis does not always determine how long I'm gonna let someone stay. Because it gets to a point where
You get tired of it.
That's what her mouth say, but they ain't what them bodies be saying
No.
out there. You did.
it gets to a point where the penis doesn't matter. Like, because I think it goes back to me being a sapiosexual. I have to be mentally and intellectually stimulated. If all you're giving me is penis, that's all you're going to give
Hold
me.
on, I have a question. So, if you're a
How do you
sapiosexual, hold on, I got you. Hold on.
Dick can change your life.
Hold on.
I just
Hold on,
wanted to
Jeff.
put
Hold
that-
on.
my
For
bad.
about
So if
2
you're
months.
a sapiosexual and you're consistently being fed from a mental standpoint, can a man's sexual behavior with other women vary or not impact how you are attracted to him, how you commit to him? I say that to say, or to explain deeper, can he have relationships with 2 or 3 other women but feed you mentally and then not throw you off?
If he's not my man, yes.
So when
She
he's
can throw him back out.
First, let me also say, because I think y'all are under the impression that I'm 100% against side lovers
I didn't say that.
or not opening the relationship.
I don't
I
have the
feel
money
like
for y'all niggas. So.
I am willing to accept a side lover from my mate or have an open relationship depending on the person that I'm with and what's going on in our relationship at that point. I don't think initially, like, if me and you just got together, I don't want another person in our relationship. I don't want you to have a side lover, and I shouldn't have a side lover because, like you said earlier, I'm trying to build here. But if it gets to a point in our relationship where one of us is missing something or lacking something or
Right.
we're just stale and it's time for a change, but we don't necessarily want to stop dealing with each other and we love each other, then I would think about, okay, well, how would you feel about an open relationship or a side lover at this point in our relationship?
That's
So I
interesting.
think for me, it depends on the person and where we are in a
So
relationship in
side
order
lovers
for me to
should be,
accept it.
Extracurricular activities. It should be something that's fun. Something
Well,
you
hers- your
experiment
Not
with.
even
take a
extracurricular.
I'm just asking.
It can be
But
Of
that's
course it
not
can.
realistic,
But
though. That's not realistic.
for
though.
me. It can be like
Why not?
No, I'm saying when you
There-
say a side lover, you talking about a man. You talking about you saying if you was unhappy in a relationship and then you chose it. That's when you would say, okay, now it's time for a side lover, right?
yeah, like even with my ex, I opened up that question like, how would you feel about an open relationship? And it's not because I don't love you anymore, because I still do. But there's certain things that you're not giving me, and vice versa. And we've been in this circle of trying to get it
That's
right,
why
and we
love
can't
isn't the determining factor.
get it right.
Keep it going.
Why you
So
can't get rid
at
of
this
him?
point, let's just open it up and see where it goes. Like,
Okay.
but to me, that's like a last resort before we actually break up.
Hold on. So it's a safety vest. It's a life raft. Is that what you saying?
Yeah.
It could be looked at as
So
Yeah,
that.
basically,
Oh,
the
that-
ship's
that
sinking
makes no
anyway. We
sense.
might as well just.
Why not?
It makes sense.
If I'm gonna have sex with a woman outside of my woman to save my relationship with another woman, that makes.
But I wouldn't look at it as
As
trying to
saving.
save it.
No.
I guess
I
it's.
thought that's what you just said. Maybe
I
I'm
wouldn't look
reading
at it
That's
as
how you
trying to
interpret it,
save
which
it.
is the same way I interpreted it.
something. Okay, man, I could be wrong.
I wouldn't look at it as trying to save it because like
But
y'all
it could
like
save
hold on,
it,
but like
'cause
y'all
you can
said,
make it
there's
realize.
certain times where a side lover
It's-
can help your current
It
relationship.
can. I'm trying to
is what I'm
tell
So
you.
if
Now you have to
opening
elaborate on
if
how, though.
opening the relationship to other people and like letting us have sex with other people brings us closer, because in certain ways it can do that.
And let me tell.
And then we thrive from there, then
Because
great. We can stick with that rhythm because we found out what works for us.
Okay,
Only
check.
because he realized that what he has was good. You understand? If you're not a good woman and you're not, and he doesn't realize,
And that's
then
what
it wouldn't matter.
I'm glad you
It'd
said
be like,
that.
Fuck yeah, I
I'm
don't
glad
give a
she
fuck,
said
yeah.
that.
But
See-
if you are that dom piece, that good woman that provides, and he sees that, he has to see that to understand what he's doing wrong and what he needs to fix.
But look, check this out. I wanna
He
paint
better
a
be saying
scenario
that. If he don't,
where
you gotta
that
cut
where
him
that
off.
significant side lover can work, though. You know what I'm saying? When it's an understanding between when you first of all, let's say you in a situation, a man and a woman, right? And everything is good. There is no question about fidelity. Is no non-compatibility as far as living with somebody. You know what I'm saying? Everything is good, but sex, the sex is an issue, and not the act itself, but the approach to it. You know what I'm saying? The approach to it. Sometimes some people can be robotic to the approach of intimacy, and some people like fluidity and spontaneity. You know what I'm saying? Damn, I'm putting out them school words out here on 'em. But yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Fluidity.
So what I'm saying is, you know what I'm saying? And that relationship, it's one piece missing. And now if that guy who ventures out and gets a side joint, right? And now when he's with that side joint, it's no feelings beyond the intimacy of the sexual act being shared amongst each other, and that's understood, regardless of whatever that side joint situation is. But between them, that's understood. Dog, that can work. That can help this
But
guy
you know what?
endure
But
with
you
this
still only
woman.
saying
But
that-
you
so-
know what? That doesn't last forever.
And
The
that could
emotional
Or
be
it could.
considered a
It
safety net.
No,
Or
it
it
can't,
could.
You know what I
because
mean?
your dick might not work out later.
Hold
You
on, no.
understand
They
what
got
I'm
pills
saying?
for that now. They got pills
But
for that
it's
now.
true.
They got pills for that
It's
now.
true because we get old.
Joe funny.
And we get old. You understand what I'm saying?
but I got you. I got you.
Women
I got
go
you.
through menopause. Men go through high blood pressure.
Okay.
Just their testosterone.
Stop eating pork.
Thank you. But it has to be more than sex.
It has to be.
You got to give me more than sex.
see,
it's not
hold-
about that. I love a man that can, what did you say earlier? Mentally.
Sapio.
But see, we was
Stimulate
talking. But
me.
see, I'm
I
not.
can lay in the bed and just suck my thumb and lay on your belly and just be happy.
But see,
can't
this is
suck
why,
my thumb,
and this
though.
is
Or
what I'm
your
trying
thumb.
to point out, though. Just because you feel like that, don't mean that that mean that every guy feels like that. That's in love with you.
They do eventually when they get older, unless they taking
so you waiting for niggas to lose their stride and shit.
Fuck yeah, I'm old. Shit, I'm
nigga
41.
can't even run in the club no more. He just like, come on, Egypt.
I'm done with that running around.
All right, so the points that Joe and E are making, this is my point. Like, if you're going to have or add another lover into a sexual situation, it should be extra to me. It's like going to McDonald's and getting a fish fillet versus a double fish fillet.
Oh my God, I'm hungry.
Or a Big Mac versus a double Big Mac.
Fillet,
if you seek out another person to fix something or to validate something or accommodate something, then it's wrong altogether.
Yeah, I agree.
If I tell my woman, like, look, hey, babe, I'm going to a party tonight, and
I can see how you could see that.
Mm-hmm. I can see that
I'm not going to a swingers party to replace you.
Right.
I'm going to knock a couple joints down.
You're not gonna take her with you.
But see, hold up. But see, let me.
Hold on.
Okay.
But here's the question: in a relationship, you have to evaluate if it's going to be vice versa. What happens when you, like I said, that's why I keep saying to you the same thing. What happens when your woman's coming out and say, look, man, I feel like I want to tackle two brothers that are at least 10 inches in length and a certain girth and penis size.
But see, we know.
I want to wrestle with some Louisville sluggers
But
out
see,
here.
every time
Hold on,
you
listen to me.
Go ahead,
I want to wrestle with them.
Okay.
I want one in them and one in.
But what I'm saying,
I'm not playing around. I want to see if I can handle them.
Okay.
I want Wesley Pipes.
Okay.
With the Timbs butt naked with the tube socks
So
on.
you having
Talking
a
shit to her.
competition fight?
If she wants that,
Oh
just
my God.
just for pleasure. I'm not trying to have kids with these dudes. I'm not trying to do
but
this
see,
and do that.
see.
You
Will
don't
you
want her
respect
shitting in
her
her
as a
pants the next day,
woman
then.
if she wants to do that?
But see, you know what, man? When you, it's funny because I know when you speak about this, I know you being a devil's advocate, right? Because when you know about the power, when you do research about the power of the
Here we
man
go.
and the
You see
woman.
how lefty
Here we
going?
go.
He's starting
That
to-
was a yes or no.
Your
No.
left
When
toe
you do the
signal is clicked
research
already.
about the power of the man and the woman combined, the dynamic of that yin and the yang, right?
Oh, now we're going to the essence of
No,
men and women.
because what I'm trying to tell you is that there's power in the female and there's power in the male. And what I'm trying to tell you is the power in this male, okay, it will dictate this. There's certain women that can deal with this. I'm not for everybody. You know what I'm saying? And what I'm trying to say is the women that will be able to deal with me, they won't be for y'all motherfuckers.
Wait,
You know what I'm
pause.
saying?
The question was, could you respect
You see
your
how you went
woman
left, right?
if she came to
I ain't
you and
asked
I don't
said
feel
that?
like
Yes
you know
or
what?
no? Could
okay,
you respect her?
Can I ask this? Can I just answer this way, T? Can I please answer
I'm
this
listening.
way? I don't feel like my woman would respect me if she even thought that she could ask me some shit like that.
But she should respect
she
you
can.
if you came to her.
Because you know why? You know why? Because I said it from day one.
It don't matter when
Day
you
one.
say it.
No, it does. Oh, it does matter
No,
when
it
you say.
don't.
Oh, it matters when you say it.
It don't matter
oh,
when you say it.
Listen, let me tell you something. If you with somebody, if you meet somebody from day one, okay, and you tell them, and I'm talking about after you having a good conversation, a good interaction, and then the conversation of sex pops up, and you talk to her, and you tell her, and you say, hey, listen, check this out. You know what I'm saying? I have a high sexual appetite. You know what I'm saying? And she said, what do you mean by that? And you say, listen, I don't believe that I'd be able to be satisfied by just one woman. You could be very spectacular in your moves. You could be very experienced in what you do. But in my experiences, I just don't believe one woman could satisfy me. And she said something like, well, would you disrespect me? Like, is you trying to be out there jumping around? I'm like, nah, I'm not even searching for that. What I'm saying is, and when I look into a future with a woman and think 20 years with the same woman, that doesn't suit me. I don't feel comfortable with that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm telling you right now that don't think that 20 years with me would be just me with you the whole time. Because that would be unrealistic.
Pause,
Tia,
because that's still
Tia.
not answering what
You're
I
not
asked
answering
you.
it. You ducking the question.
You are. And my thing,
Ducking the
even
question.
in response to what you said, is people evolve all the time. She could not want to share you, or she could want to be just with you initially. But y'all been together 4 or 5 years. Shit happens.
Okay.
She
Shit
may
happens, yeah.
become, she may turn 30, 35 and hit her prime and say, you know what? I've enjoyed sex with you for the past 10 years, but now
Okay.
I want
Hey.
a threesome
Okay.
Hey.
with 2 other men
I
or
wanna
you
wrestle.
and another man.
I wanna
Oh.
wrestle.
The question is still,
Okay.
would you respect her
Okay.
like she should have respected you when you initially said it if that's what she wanted?
Well, you
Answer
know
the
what?
question.
Yes or
If you
no?
told me that shit from day one, I would respect
But
you
why?
and I would walk
My
away.
point is,
Talking
why
about that.
does day one matter?
Because you know why? Because I feel like I knew what I was getting into, and I
But
wouldn't
it's
get
based
into
on
that.
feeling, and that's an important thing. That
You
But-
never know what you're fully getting into.
Nah,
when
you
know
don't.
somebody.
You don't.
Because again,
Change.
people evolve. And
People
things
change, but don't act like just because people change, we respect motherfuckers' changes like that. We don't. Everybody changes.
So you're saying you wouldn't respect that change?
Nah, because I already established
So the
how I
answer
am.
is no.
The answer is hell no.
So we went through 20 minutes to that
no,
when
we
all
didn't.
you could have
You know
said
what?
was
You
no.
know what?
That's
All
what's
I'm,
wrong with relationships.
all I'm trying to do.
Everybody confused.
Hey,
Nah,
Joe.
because everything is not clear, black
Hey,
and
Joe.
white. Everything is not black and white,
Joe,
Hunter.
Joe.
But you said no.
Joe.
That's- no, I
So
said
for
hell
you-
no. I
for
said
you-
hell no.
But for you, that's black and white. So you could have answered that 20 minutes ago when we asked you 4 different times.
Joe.
Next question.
Crown 360, y'all. We're talking about
Around the
relationships.
table.
We talk about
Around the world.
relationships, and we've talked about the side piece thing. I say thing because now it's just a thing because
You gotta love
the
it.
different ways we've talked about it. But I want to touch on something else that I am experiencing personally for the first time to this extent.
Okay.
Of course, you know, when you're single and you're dating, you're doing your own thing, or you have a certain leeway when you're doing you. You don't have to worry about stuff. But what happens when you get into that relationship, man? You know, man, that's my baby, my boo. I love her. You know. She loved me, and whoop, 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 whoop. Then you got the family. You got the other people on both sides. Moms, pops, sisters, brothers, aunts, uncles.
What, in your business?
Yes.
I said, what about
Well, not necessarily in your business, but them being them
Impacting your relationship.
impacting your relationship just based on who they are. You always, again, I will always say you meet people where they're at in life. So sometimes you meet a person and, her mother might call 6 o'clock in the morning. To me, my philosophy is, you can't call during morning hours unless it's an emergency. I might be having morning sex.
God damn, dog. You say the mama can't call her own flesh and blood
Mom.
at 6 a.m. because
You can't
you got
call
a
me.
hard
I
on?
need some popcorn
Yes.
for this.
Damn.
Yes. When
That-
I'm
this-
poking out my pajama pants,
Damn.
you can't call me like, how was it? Hey, son, I just wanted.
It took
I'ma
her
hit
2
you when I get
jobs
to
and
work.
3,000 hours to get her
But
through this
wait.
damn college.
Okay.
So what I'm saying is, and I'm gonna stay on topic. How does family, the family of other people that when you get in a relationship, how does that affect your relationship?
It doesn't.
It can.
shouldn't.
For
It
me.
can.
To me, it
It can.
shouldn't.
It can.
But what happens when you have an overbearing mother, brother, sister, aunt, uncle? That's what I'm talking about. What happens when these people feel like, you know what? I don't know if your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your fiance, your husband is good enough
It's
for
good
you.
enough. But you know
Mind
what?
your business.
No. That no.
Mind your business.
Because it actually helped me in a relationship when I was younger.
Mm-hmm.
That his mother told me I was too good for him. So she knew her son.
Wasn't
I didn't know him.
Okay. Well, that's one way it worked. She gave you a
She
A
gave
a
me
heads
a
up.
heads up.
Yeah.
Which was good because I'm here where I'm at now.
Right. Dodge the bullet on him.
And on the other hand, I did get the support from my grandmother's side too, as well. She saw my potential. I didn't see it.
Well, you know what?
I was lost. So sometimes it helps. Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes you can't.
Yeah, sometimes it does. I'm about to say, I had a youngin', she lost out on me because her mother told her that I wasn't shit, but it was just because her mother was trying to bang me, and I wasn't trying to bang the mother. So then she gonna tell the daughter,
The
I don't know
use
why
of Joe
you
Mama,
even, you know what I'm
not the
saying,
use of
dealing with him.
Crown
And I was
360.
like,
Bless
oh,
that
you gonna
family.
listen to the mother. You didn't even know she was all up in the charge of the other day. But
See, I feel like when you're getting to know somebody and when you're dating them prior to a relationship status, that should be something that you look out for. Because I personally cannot be with the mama's boy. I can't do it. I require too much attention to have your attention split.
So when you mean mama's boy, what you mean by that? Can you explain?
Somebody that is always catering to his mother. Like, she can call at the drop of a dime regardless of what we're doing, and he's going to answer the phone and jump and go to her every time. I can't deal with that.
That's a little extreme.
I can't deal with...
I might say some
I don't know. I'm family oriented, but I'm not. Because when it comes to the person that I'm dating, I don't care what their family thinks. Because I'm not in a relationship with your family. I'm in a relationship with you. So that's up to you to check them when something not right. Now, if it gets to a point where you're not checking them and then you get upset at me because I have to do it, that's when the problem comes in. But because I don't get involved with people whose family is that way, I don't have that problem.
You know what?
You just have been lucky.
It seems it's easier. It seems it's easier for guys than it is for women when they be in a situation.
Double standard.
Yeah.
I know for me, like, I've wooed women by connecting with their mother first. See, the game is deep.
Player.
I got plenty of men that love my mother and connect with my mother, but that don't mean I'm going to connect with you.
And I'm just using that as an example.
Like, don't come over my damn house no more.
But women beef with the mothers, like with their boyfriends' mothers.
She can set the tone sometimes.
Yeah, like that. That's a real thing. Like fathers and girl and their daughter's
different.
boyfriend. But what I'm saying is, if one thing about when you a man, if you a real man, right, and you
a real man,
I put that out there. When you a real man and you dealing with somebody's daughter, and you be able to come around that person and they can read your spirit and they can tell you 100% genuine, and not only are you genuine, but you 100% capable of leading the situation that y'all are involved in. They will. In my experience, they respect that. They respect that. You know what I'm saying? It's just that what I noticed that with women, especially with mothers are more territorial with their sons. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's my baby, and they hard about the women that they want their sons to be with. You know what I'm saying? And they will be hard judgments.
How many kids they got? But yeah, go ahead.
They be I've seen women be very judgmental, like very judgmental on guys' girlfriends for no reasons, just because they don't want their son to be hurt. You know what I'm saying? And that woman got to go through all kind of shit to prove herself. Well,
Tia talked about mama's boys. But
you have to teach them that in the beginning.
But if a man is a man, he'd be able to tell his woman, tell his mama, hey, mom, chill, like LeBron said, sit down. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, she was all over that court. Dribbling balls.
Sit your ass down.
You also have to think, too, like, at the same time, if you're a certain type of man, then your mother might talk to the woman like, look, you know he got a couple other women.
Oh nah! If your mother snitching on you, that's not a mother. That's not a mother.
No, that's not snitching. Like sometimes,
that's snitching.
And that woman.
But see, no, because mother don't even know the situation though. Mother don't even know.
It doesn't matter. My mother has sat down and talked to me like, look, James is dating multiple women.
Oh nah,
that's a fraudulent file. Unless you want to be held accountable.
That's a penalty.
Well,
I came home the other day and I heard some shit. I ain't even know what's going on.
I don't like that.
I don't want you to go through what I have to deal with. It's my son. I don't want you to have, you know what I'm saying? I'm just using that as an
example. I don't want you to
like
bring all
that.
your kids to my house. That's why I'm going to tell abroad, look.
I don't like
watch
that.
Watch out for that penis.
Nah, don't affect my
deadly.
situation. Don't affect my situation.
I'm going to give you an example, right? And I'm going back.
Go back.
When I was 16 going on 17, my girlfriend used to spend the night.
Okay.
Damn.
Okay, you already said you was a latchkey kid. That's why
none of that shit in my house.
Lucky
I'm talking about.
You lived in Fort Washington.
Took me a minute to get a joint to come over the crib.
You had that big ass house. That's why. She was burning her damn boots.
Mom's
your ass.
Like is and this is where like this issue was intricate because I remember my mother talking to my girlfriend's mother at that time. I had way more hair than I do now. Oh man. So
you have it on your beard now, but
yeah, I know, right? Shout out to that.
Beard game on point.
I'm trying to get there. So point is,
go ahead.
Like at that time, I'm talking about 16, I'm talking about 11th grade. Like my girl would braid my hair, fall asleep. Like you can't fall asleep down here on the couch with him, and she'd go upstairs, go to sleep, and You bring your ass down. Like I'm talking about, we going until the sun come up.
Yeah.
It's a different day and age. Like, and this is before cell phones came out.
That was like Flintstones' first movie came out.
No, I ain't talking about that long ago. I said I was 16, 17. I'm not telling
Damn.
my age. I'm
I'm
34.
sorry.
I'm not telling my age.
That was
So anyway,
me. That was
my
me.
point is there are intricacies and things of that nature when it comes to the family being involved. Sometimes your family can come together even when you're young to make sure it works. And then there are other times when, man, your mother or somebody's father in the way. You know what I'm saying? Like it affects how you build and connect as people. Or it could be your sister or brother. You know what used to blow me?
No.
When girls had an older brother that was always flexing, faking.
I wish
You
I
ain't
had an
gonna
older
deal
brother.
with my sister. Like, she's going.
Hey,
She's behind the stairwell.
Nah,
the only reason I'm here is because I heard about her. I want to experience
Oh my God.
it.
You ain't say that to that nigga face, though.
It depends on who he is. Bro,
You ain't say that.
sucker.
You ain't say that to
You
his
gotta
face.
have a pistol to face
did.
me.
Yeah.
Right.
Nah, he
It
ain't say that. He
depends.
ain't say
It
that.
depends.
Yeah,
Respectful.
yeah.
Oh,
He was
man.
thinking all that though. That
Come
brother was like,
on.
"What you say, little Hunter?" He was
Muscles
like,
don't beat up bullets.
But see, this is why you have the protection of the family getting involved in your
I'm telling you.
relationships.
Sometimes the
'Cause it's shit like
family
that.
does help. Because I remember being young, like a teenager, and my mother liked some of my boyfriends. So because we weren't driving yet, both of our parents would drive us to each other's house just to chill all day on a Saturday or all day on a Sunday, or have us meet up and take us to the mall or take us to church or do whatever. So in that aspect, it's good. But as an adult, if it's negativity around your family, I don't want no parts of that.
Right.
I don't want to be involved in that. I don't want to hear about it every day. I don't want it to affect my life and my relationship with you, because if it does, then we got a problem.
But the sad part is when people, if you a person and your family is that dysfunctional, and you are an adult. I'm talking about like I mean like a real adult, like 25 and above, and you trying to get in a relationship and you allow your family to affect
shouldn't
your relationship.
happen.
Dog, you shouldn't even be in a relationship. Like you
Yeah.
shouldn't even do that, because you need to be in control of your situation before you even get involved with somebody else. You know
You
what
have
I'm
to
saying?
find your own path.
That's not true for everybody though.
You
As
do
far as
have
what?
to find
From
your own
a-
path.
Like, there are different factors that go into how people grow and develop as individuals.
There are.
So I say that to say sometimes what's most important to somebody is their mother's approval, their father's approval, their brother's, sister's approval.
I never
Only if they
understood
still
that.
But that's
Some
not.
people
That's
it
not a.
matters.
But
can't
see,
be
that's
You can't
five
say that it's
husbands and tell me
wrong
what the hell
for
you
that
think
to
I'm
be.
supposed
No,
to
we're
do.
not talking about approval. You said impact a relationship. That sometimes,
Approval, impact. I
but
think
nah,
that
because
coincides.
because sometimes, okay, as far as with me, right? I take to a certain consideration how my parents feel about the woman I choose. But even if they didn't approve of that,
You have
it would be taken in the back of consideration, but it wouldn't impact my relationship.
Your
But
own
but
man.
everybody,
Exactly.
it doesn't
You're
work
your
that
own
way.
man.
Like for me, like I would show up to Thanksgivings with no woman for a specific purpose, to make sure that when I do show up with a woman,
It'd be important.
she's important.
Yeah,
She means something.
but that's understood.
Yeah.
That's understood.
It's not that I'm not. You might see me out here, but I'm not going to bring a woman around.
But that doesn't.
I did the
I've
opposite.
For
seen that
example, I'm saying
before.
for example.
Oh, you're bound for that.
Man, I've seen
No.
dudes bring females around and they were not like serious about
Yeah,
it.
those are Bahamas.
That was just
I would
convenience.
never do that.
Me
I
neither.
would
I've-
never do that.
I'm too
I've
suave.
I've
always
seen
done
that
that.
happen.
I'm
Right.
too
Like
suave.
Like my
for that.
brother.
Right, it happens all the time.
He ain't had no
yeah,
game.
She just she.
Your
cool,
brother ain't
she
had no
cool.
game.
I've
No,
always
he did,
brought
'cause she ain't never come back.
guys that I was dealing with around my
she
family,
never
and
come
not
back, what was that
necessarily because
bringing her
I
around.
wanted to look at them in the boyfriend capacity. My father, like I said, I'm a preacher's kid, and not only that, but my dad was a DC cop for like 20 something years. So my father always taught me to be aware of my surroundings, and because we live in the technology era, and I met a lot of people through like social media and things like that, I felt like if I was going out with somebody, whether we were just dating or if they was a boyfriend and girlfriend, my family need to put eyes on them. My family need to know what they look like. My family need to know what kind of cars they have. Because for
She didn't
me,
wanna
with
get
my
kidnapped.
daddy being a
I
cop,
can understand
it was
that.
a safety thing.
Yeah.
So They knew when I had a boyfriend, and they knew
Deuces
when
out here
somebody was
vicious.
just my friend.
But damn,
I
dog,
would
like,
give my girlfriend my.
if I got a
Interesting.
record, if
I would
it's
also
interesting like
send.
shit.
I would also send like
A
the
picture
license
they
plate
car.
number and a picture of their car and their
Yes.
address to my homegirls. Like, look,
Yes.
I'm at such and such off Facebook.
Yeah, we
I'm
do
going
that.
out on
we
a
do
date
do
with
that.
them.
So y'all,
My-
If
know.
anything happens to
We
me
do.
or I don't answer my phone, this is where I'm at. This is where he drives.
You know what? I don't
license plate.
approve
I'll
of
make
that.
sure the screws are on tight.
Y'all
so he
doing
didn't change the
background
license
checks on
plate.
niggas, dog?
I
Like,
Google people.
Oh, that's nothing new.
I Google people all the
It's
time.
not new.
I'm just saying that's some bad. But see,
I
that's
don't Google nobody.
that's
though.
it.
Like,
But see,
that's
you know what
extra.
that does
I
though.
Google
You know what that does
It
though.
doesn't do anything.
No. I'm gonna tell you what that
Nothing.
does. Technology.
doesn't.
Nah, I'm gonna
He
tell you
just said
about.
it doesn't do anything.
No, I'm gonna tell you about what technology does though. When you depend on that, that's when you not depending on building your own intuitiveness. You're not intuition. You're not
Instinct,
building
right.
your instincts
But
to
I
be
don't
able
wanna
to
be
see.
on
No,
the next
No, that's
Unsolved
in addition
Mystery.
to my instinct because I have good instinct.
Okay, so you go on a date on the Bama and you do a background check and you see that he had a domestic violence joint. You already know
a
how you
rape
feel
or a
about that, but you
kidnap.
don't
I'm
even
not
know
gonna-
nothing about the story.
No, I'm not gonna judge like that. I want to know the story.
I'm just gonna bring a
most
taser
people
for
gonna
you
judge
guys.
that. Most people gonna
All
judge.
I
right,
that.
wanna
I'm
know.
gonna tell you, like,
Most
you
people
know,
gonna
you know I have
judge.
wild stories, right?
Wow.
Yes, I
Everybody
know.
do.
Wow, wow,
So
wow.
Who don't?
one time, I went on a first date on New Year's Eve in the hotel room.
Was the mother there?
That'd have
You
been
went
awesome.
on a first
That'd been a hell of a
I'm
date
story.
telling you,
on
that'd be a hell
New
of a
Year's
story.
Eve
I met,
in
I
a
met
hotel
I
room.
met a girl online, right? On
Okay.
Facebook. So we vibed, and our first date was like we planned to, link up on New Year's Eve and bring the New Year in. Never been out before, never dated before, none of that.
Got to the
and-
point.
and
On Christmas.
We talked about social media last week, so this kind of bringing social media back. But we talking about relationships and the intricacies of it. So I go to her house, meet her pops, her moms.
Okay.
Like, yeah, we going to a hotel room tonight. Like, pops, like,
You told the pops that she was going
I
to
would kill a
hotel.
nigga if he told my parents that.
think about it.
No.
I didn't tell pops we was going to a hotel room, but I'm picking your daughter up. Understand what I'm saying? Like, she's leaving with me. No matter where we going, she's leaving with
The
me.
dominant side of you.
But you don't know what she told Pops though.
I didn't care because I was trying to crack her
True. So you shouldn't have cared.
to
though.
a certain extent.
So you went in the house.
Listen to me.
Okay. Let me shut up.
No, I'm talking about when I say, yeah, I went in the house, like, met the parent. Hey, how you doing? You know what I'm saying? Woo, woo, woo. Like, she has an overnight bag.
Oh.
First time I met her.
Wow.
I'm sure the parents ain't know that.
That's what I'm saying, bro. You don't.
I
know
don't
what she
know. I don't know
told
if they
us.
did. I hit my man, like, look, this is where I'm at tonight. Like, I don't know how this shit gonna play out.
She's 16.
See, now you calling me a pedophile on air, man.
Where did that come from?
What are you talking about?
She said she's 16. Damn.
He said long
Nigga
time
about to
ago.
come in
This
this
is
joint.
Hollywood. I'm not the Asian dude from Star Trek. I
was-
didn't know he was gay.
I was
He
about
looked
to
gay,
say,
but never
to
mind.
catch a predator bound about to come in this
No
joint.
digression. So anyway, my point is, when it comes to family and things of that nature, you never know, because Pops was like, oh, he didn't give me any bad receptive vibes. Like
Because he
was
already
cool.
knew she was fast. Go ahead.
Not even that, but she grown.
First of all,
Why does it
so he trusted
matter?
my decision, and
And hers.
we went to the room, had a great night, popped bottles, bought the year in. I'm not gonna say what year it was. Wasn't last year, the year before, but I'm just saying it was before that. I ain't gonna never tell on myself. What's wrong with that? So
Ziploc.
it's amazing how things fluctuate and vary. I'm telling you, I've met women's mothers, and they know. It's like, I know you ain't trying to be with my daughter, but I'm treat her right, man. Buy her something good to eat and.
That's a fantasy of mine, though, dog.
But you know what?
But they can know that she just a roller too. So anyway.
They do know.
My-
They want somebody to save her.
Hold on, look.
She's about to break your heart, nigga.
I am
call
the
tomorrow.
oldest. I am the oldest of 3 girls.
okay.
And out of all 3 of us, I can honestly say that I'm the most independent and responsible one. So when it comes to relationships and work and like just life in general, my parents don't worry about me because they know I'm gonna take care of it. So even if they knew in the back of their mind, and of course didn't say that I was just going out to do whatever with somebody or I had an overnight bag, they weren't worried about it because they know Tia gonna take care of herself. Tia is good. Tia got friends that are crazy and if something happened, everything good. But if it was like one of my younger sisters, then they would give their input on that. So I think for parents, they know their children. They know how they operate. They know how they think. And if they feel like that their child is weak-minded or naive, then that's when they become a little overbearing in a sense. But when they know that their kids are good and strong and they can take care of themselves, they don't really worry about it too much unless something gets too bad and they can kind of sense it.
Well, that's when you putting rationale behind it, though. That right there is like adding 1 + 1 = 2. But it's a lot of irrational situations where you got some people that, like a mother might just only have one child. And it doesn't matter how strong that child is, they're attached to that child like you wouldn't believe. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, there's different reasons, but
Yeah. I think what Tia's saying makes sense because.
No, it does make sense. I'm just saying
that's the importance of the parents and when it factors in what we're talking about. Like, go ahead.
But what I'm saying is that what she's saying makes sense, but the situation that we was talking about before, it doesn't make sense, and a lot of people don't make sense. It's more people that don't make sense in this world than people that do make sense, and a lot of more situations that you can't explain. So what I'm saying is, when you got people impacting a family impacting your relationship, the responsibility is solely based on the individual that the family is responsible with. You know what I'm saying? Because you can't sit there and try to ration out. When you on the opposite side, you can't try to ration out and make sense of that because you're too busy being impacted by the negative or whatever, the unneeded energy. You know what I'm saying? So it's just, if you talking to your partner, you got to tell your partner to check that. And if they don't check that, then you just got to step. You know what I'm saying?
But see, like, my lady's a twin.
Oh, for real?
So I've had to learn that within that relationship, I have to respect certain things.
Oh, hell yeah.
You better know which
You better
one
not
is
say
which.
shit about that twin, bro.
Well, I'm not necessarily talking about saying shit about
That's a fantasy of
her
mine,
being a
too.
twin.
That
You better know
midgets.
who's coming to the door.
I'm going to put
Hold
some
on,
midgets in my
so
pockets,
hold
my
on,
nigga.
Joe, so if your girl want to fuck two twins, then what?
Hold up, two twins.
See what I'm saying?
Two
You
twin.
so-
Hold up,
you
hold
so
up. Two twin
irrational,
females.
bro.
We can do that. Two twin midget
This
females.
guy here.
Let's
man.
do that.
Well, that's
Ladies,
the
I'm
next
rocking
episode,
with you.
midget females. Oh, go back to what you were saying.
Nah, why you hating?
What I'm saying is, my lady is a twin. So sometimes a twin might call a twin 4 a.m. Like,
Oh yeah, you gotta deal with that. You gotta deal with that, bro. You gotta respect that. You gotta
like in my
respect
mind,
that.
Like, I'm ready.
Nah.
Like, ho.
Gotta respect that, bro.
She's supposed to blow.
Nah,
blow
they
job
came out the
4:45 in
womb. They
morning.
came out the womb
They
together.
came out the womb together.
You gotta
They
respect
got
that.
blood flowing through
But
each
think
other.
about it. She's a twin, and I'm the only child.
Ooh,
Exact opposite.
that's polar opposites. Jeez.
But I don't see where her calling her twin at 4 o'clock in the morning is any different than the mother calling at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Same difference to me.
Okay,
Both
good.
of y'all stop calling this early until we bust nuts. I don't give a damn
Boy.
unless it's an emergency.
You know
that
what?
I determine that is an emergency.
See, that's controlling. That's controlling. You
That's
just,
a bit much.
You heard what he said?
No,
It's
no, no,
I
no, no, no.
have
Hold on,
to
hold on,
deliberate
hold on.
on that.
That's how I feel. I don't necessarily, put that in place or
Okay.
say that
Okay.
they can't call. Like,
But that's just how you feel about
in
it.
my mind, like I'm laying in the bed, like, man, she should be sucking my dick. I don't know why she answering this phone.
Oh, this
you know what I'm
nigga
saying?
dirty.
Like I'm just
He's
not.
dirty. The views aren't. How you say it? The views of Cool Hunter.
The
all
views
right?
of Cool Hunter,
Yeah.
the views of Crown 360.
Goddamn.
I'm just saying, like, in my mind,
Swelling line.
my people don't call me that early in the morning.
Yeah, my people don't need it though. But
You
if they
shouldn't.
do,
So all I'm,
Well, my phone on
I ain't-
vibrate, so it don't matter.
all I'm saying is, like, when it comes to family, you have to respond and be respectful and react to who the other person's family is about. That's why I think it's an interesting narrative when it comes to relationships, because sometimes, like Tia said, you could come up in a Christian family, 3 kids and 1 kid wild, 1 not, 1 in the middle.
Yeah, that's how it was.
Or
too.
I could be an only child, and my father is the oldest of 8, my mother's the oldest of 7. I'm an only child. My spirit wild, like I ain't scared of shit. I could die today. I don't care. I ain't got no kids yet. It don't matter. My girl's like,
Yeah.
I jump off the ledge and figure out how I'm gonna get down when I'm in the air.
Oh, man.
You know what I'm saying? I'm different like that.
Good luck.
You never know how things blend, especially when you factor in the other people and their relationships with the people involved. Somebody's big brother, people like, man, I don't want you to mess with cuz, man. You know, he ain't right for you. He could be the one.
Or the brother could be the one.
Are you talking about incest?
Hey, boo. I'm
talking
just
about
saying, he could be saying that because he's trying to get with you.
I can't wait.
I'm just saying, he could be saying that just to
But
get
see,
with
that's
you.
up
The
to.
views of Egypt,
But that's up to.
Yeah,
That's when you
hey,
gotta
open
build
up
up
your
your own
mind.
type of
Shit.
instincts, dog.
And family is important because sometimes family can dictate how you interact in a relationship.
But see, this the thing though.
It's crazy.
But
I
this
don't
the
feel
thing.
like it should though.
But it's the thing that we need to understand though, dog. Like if it ain't about legacy, bruh, it's no impact that your family should be having on your life like that, other than how they raised you to be whoever
Before,
you are.
yeah,
You know what I'm
before
saying?
that,
Like
yeah.
you can't sit here and be like, you can't sit here and be trying to understand why a dysfunctional family is playing a role in your relationship, dog. Like, nah, it shouldn't. That should never even get to that point, though.
But so let me ask you a question based on that. Because when you say dysfunction, there's levels to it. And I think with melanated people, we use black people as a term, we've learned to deal with dysfunction in several ways.
Oh yeah,
Or in
dysfunction is a
several ways.
normal. It's a normality.
So how do you assess what you can deal with, what you can't deal with?
It's called compatibility.
Personal preference.
It's called
Oh,
compatibility. If you, cause everybody's crazy. I hate when people be like, "I'm not crazy." Everybody crazy, dog. You just gotta find somebody
On
that they
this
crazy.
planet,
That
in this day and age,
everybody's a little off. You gotta find somebody that's just a little bit off that you can find a way to connect with. You know what I'm saying? You can work with their little bit of off. You know what I'm
you
saying?
might snort coke, but you fry chicken real good.
Hell no.
But you
I
pop
met
pills
somebody
too.
like that. I'm telling you.
What, the fried chicken with that coke?
Man, she was on that crack. She like, let me tell you something. Let me go. And that was the
Oh,
best
Lord.
daggone fried pork chop. And
Oh Lord, no, I bet you came back for more, huh? You came back for more.
really did. R.I.P.
Yo.
She not here no more, but it's all good.
Yeah.
But anyway, go ahead.
I don't dig with that though.
Chicken and crack. We're gonna make that a topic one day.
Please no.
Well, I was
we
talking
not,
about
we
pork
not.
chops. but-
Hey, good people of planet Earth.
Oh my gosh.
This
it's
hour,
wonderful.
man, it comes so quick and so fast, man. I feel like we
time.
can keep talking,
All the
man.
time, man. You know what I'm
We,
saying?
we kind of broken down things into relationships, but we're gonna touch on it some more. We're gonna touch
man.
on it some more,
It's so
man.
much.
We're gonna
But
dig deep into a lot of
Our
stuff.
hour is up, man.
Our hours up and the
Yeah.
lines
You
were
got me in
not
the
up
mixing
today,
seat. You
so-
see, I'm standing, I'm sitting, I'm sipping. I got my shades on. I don't care about nothing right now.
Definitely be
Yeah.
able to call in next week.
Yeah,
and
next week we gonna have callers and all that come and
Yeah.
call the show,
We
dog.
need y'all to come talk some shit with us,
But
man.
it was
Talk
a-
to my
Yeah,
friend.
talk to us about your relationship issues and what helped your relationship grow.
Not even just
Wow.
that. Call us and
Bro.
talk about whatever you want to talk about. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Say you whatever you want to talk about. Hit
Come
us
shoot
up.
the shit.
You know what I'm
Do
saying?
that.
And we gonna rap back and we gonna get it to you the way we gonna get it to you. If you don't like
Yeah.
it, that's up to you. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Man.
I
But-
just wanted to say thank you, Tish, for my hairstyle. Thank you,
Uh-oh.
baby.
Tish.
I love you, Tish.
I'll tell
What does this look like?
Why do
She's
it matter?
married.
I'm
Tish
just
thick.
asking, I'm just curious.
Tish with
Why
the
do it
big
matter?
ish.
It doesn't. I ain't say it does.
I just want to thank everybody for supporting my mixtape. You know what I'm saying? Joe Ma, King of the North. You know what I'm saying? Everybody, that joint been 100% likes on that joint. Ain't nobody hate it yet, which is cool, but don't matter anyway. But you know what I'm saying? Keep rocking with your boy. More stuff is in store. You know what I'm saying?
Ow.
The first lady.
Yes.
Talk to him about your business, man. The first lady got a popping online intellectual secretary business.
Right.
It's like the Jetsons version
Right.
of a secretary.
Right. You talking
Talk
about
to him.
Yeah.
innovating.
I have a virtual assistant business. It is called Virtual Girls LLC.
Innovating.
You can find me on Facebook and Instagram, and we help do all of the administrative tasks for small businesses and entrepreneurs. So check me out.
Now I'm cool hunter. Now, like I want y'all to understand something about me. I ain't telling y'all what I'm doing next. It would defeat the purpose of me being me. Man, keep your eyes open, man. Use your ears.
Oh yeah.
Protect your lady, man. She better not be in the go-go when I'm in there with my men, man, when we partying, man.
Say it ain't
Yeah.
so.
You
Say
see how
it
she
ain't
coughing,
so.
right?
Say it ain't so. She
It's
had
like 3
she had a
pulls
memory.
of dro when I said that.
Is there a cat in here?
You said dro. Oh man, I ain't heard that in
We got
years.
some more shout outs to
Okay, my
the
bad,
shows
my bad.
that
I
we're
said
about to
dro.
host.
I'm old. I'm old. I'm
So-
sorry.
Okay, you talking about?
Thursdays will be at the fire station. Check
Thursdays.
us out from 7:30 until. It'll be top 5 and We the Fix.
Oh my God.
Also on December 9th, it's the 2017 Collab and Clash in
Yeah.
Waldorf,
Swish.
Maryland. It's a networking event. Kids
Swish.
under 13 are free. I think the tickets are $5.
$5.
Shout out
So-
to 222 Productions, man. They're my youngins.
$5.
Come on and do that. And I think that's it for now.
Fort Knox Uptown. What it
If
do?
you want us to host an event, hit us up. The email is crown360 spelled out at gmail.com, or you
Yeah,
can
I'm mugging.
DM us on Instagram at crown360.
Crown 360.
Crown 360.
We love you.
We out here.
cheer, cheer, cheer.
See you later.
Holla back.
Gone.
Yeah.